Hey guys, basically I've been asked how I would capture a shot of someone walking along a path using the Phantom 3. The shot needs to be repeatable just in case it needs to be taken again, and need to maintain a nice distance and pace from the subject, all while keeping them in the shot. This gives you a bit of an idea of what it's supposed to look like. So basically I think about this and thought, okay, let's have a practice in the simulator and see how I get on. And yeah, while it can be done flying the aircraft manually, maintaining the subject in shot could be a little bit difficult, and repeating the flight path again, it could be difficult. So I figured, maybe using waypoints would help. So I figured that, create 2 waypoints. I'll create a virtual zip line for the aircraft. And then once I've done that, all I need to do is maintain the aircraft's direction, the angle of the gimbal, and that'll keep the subject in shot. A few things I noticed: that when creating the waypoints, the minimum altitude for creating a waypoint is 3 meters. The shot needs to be about 2 meters, about sort of head height. Fortunately, I've figured a way around this. The turning off the visual positioning system, the VPS, in the aircraft settings, allows you to set waypoints lower than 3 meters. If I show you guys what I mean, if I get that turned on. So what you need to do is you make sure you're in PGPS mode, go to your aircraft settings, and then advanced, and then it's already turned off, so turn off the visual positioning system. What I'll do then is if I put the aircraft to the first waypoint, and then set the altitude to about 2 meters. So the subject is going to start about here, give or take. Altitude at about 2 meters, which is ideal. Now obviously what the camera's going to be just in front, so we'll rotate the camera a little bit as though the subject's a little bit further across, in this case to the right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to set to FGPS mode and go into waypoint mode. We're going to do a new mission. So at this point I'm going to create the first waypoint. Obviously it's going to give us a warning, say that the altitude is below 10 meters. Now at this point I'm going to fly it to the second waypoint, where the subject that's going to be walking along the path, and to the point where they're going to either the end, or where they'll stop walking. So let's say about here, and again start the aircraft rotated a bit further forward, create the second waypoint, and again it's going to give us another warning on that, but that's okay. So we're going to hit done. So now at this point, I want the aircraft to be near the first waypoint before I start this mission. So if we get near the first waypoint, because the aircraft will try to return to the first waypoint, and obviously if there are objects or obstacles in the way it may crash into them, and that's not what we want. And I'll turn the speed all the way down, and then I'm going to leave everything it is and just hit apply for a second. Return arm altitude, that can be left as it is. I usually leave it at 20 in this sort of situation. Obviously it depends what's nearby. That'll add the waypoints to the aircraft. So the aircraft, as it's near the first waypoint, it'll fly straight to it. I haven't got to do anything, and it's ready to start shooting at that point there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to exit out of this, exit, hover ES. I'm going to go back into the settings. I'm going to turn on the visual positioning system again, simply because the terrain that's underneath the aircraft might be uneven. So we want the aircraft to sort of follow the contours of the terrain as it would as if it was a sort of a dolly cam or something like that. So while we're still in FGPS, so now we'll go back into waypoints. Now hopefully the favourite mission should have that last mission. There we go. 2 waypoints, distance 20 meters, and we're going to apply it. Now we're already at waypoint 1. The aircraft's already in position. It's facing the direction it needs to. What we need to do now is set the heading, or head to free. What that'll allow me to do then is to control the rotation of the aircraft and the gimbal. And what I'm going to do is leave it mission complete to hover, simply because what that'll allow me to do is to, when it reaches the waypoint 2, it won't return to home or anything else. It'll just get there and it'll stop. If it's returned to home, it'll just get to waypoint 2, then return to home, which is not what we want. And I'll set the speed to about 1 meter a second. Average walking speed is about 1 meter a second. It's usually between 0.8 and 1.2. I like to set it at 1. The advantages are it's about average, but then if you need to, you can increase that a little bit or decrease a little bit, depending on how fast or slow your subject walks. And then I'm going to hit apply. So that's sent that waypoint, the 2 waypoints of the aircraft. It knows where it's going. It's going to travel at 1 meter a second. It's now going to travel between the 2 waypoints. Now, normally what I would do, I would hit pause as soon as I'd sent that across, or maybe even set the speed to nothing before I hit apply, so the aircraft doesn't fly off in the direction of the waypoints. But basically what you can do is you can now control the aircraft along that virtual zip line between waypoint 1 and waypoint 2 using the right thumbstick up and down. Up makes it move forward along the zip line, down will make it move back. So if I hold down now, the aircraft will fly back to the start point, back to waypoint 1, and as long as I'm holding down, the aircraft won't move. And if I release the thumbstick, the aircraft will try and move off. So ideally what you want it to do is be waiting in a position ready to move. Let's show you that with the speed turned off. Let's go back in here. So let's go back to waypoint mode, back to favourite missions, turn that one back on again, apply it. Now I'm going to set the speed to nothing. Heading free, mission complete, hover, apply. So now at this point the aircraft won't move, it's stationary. I'm going to hit pause so that it doesn't move when I change the speed now. I'll set the speed to about 1 meter a second. That's close enough, 0.9. So now all I've got to do is I've got control of the rotation of the aircraft and obviously the gimbal. So what I'm going to do, the subject would move into shot action, and start moving, set the Phantom moving along its course. And at this point I can rotate the aircraft and sort of track the subject as they're walking along. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now the advantages I've got now are I can turn the speed off. I'll pause that mission. So now I can control the aircraft along the virtual zip line by using up and down on the thumbstick. So I could set it at any point along that virtual line. So let's say for example if they wanted to start from here. Okay, set it at that point. Pause the aircraft, set this walking speed, and then again, action, hit resume, off the aircraft goes. And all I need to do is maintain direction of the aircraft, keep the subject in shot. If I want to speed it up, I can push up a tiny bit, slow it down, pull down a little bit, and that was pretty much it. I just need to get out there now and test it real world. If you guys got any ideas or suggestions about this, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much.